Good day, everyone. This is John Scarborough. This is just a little follow-up video of a video I did the other day about I guess bale grazing is what I'm doing in here. This is out in the woods here. It's a little I don't know, maybe it might be 50 foot, a little old piece here, 40 or 50 foot of ground we got right here that's connected to our pasture here, and this is just kind of out in the trees. We use this for cover in the wintertime, and it's right against thick woods, so it's a really good cover over here when it's cold or when it gets wet. They got this cover against the woods, you know, and then they got a little bit thinner trees out in here, and so it's really good cover. But what the video was about strategically putting your bales in here instead of out there on that good winter grass. They've grazed most of that winter grass down now. It's been so wet and nasty, and I just had a surprise calf that I didn't know was coming, so I haven't actually moved them yet. I was planning on moving them a little bit sooner, so I've left them out here a little bit longer than I intended to. But one thing you have to realize, and when you're working with animals or when you're farming period, is you have to be ready to change your plans on a whim. And if you're not ready for that, you're not going to make a good living at this. You're going to have to be ready to, you know, the weather's going to change, things are going to change. Nothing's going to be the same as you might have predicted it, or maybe even the weatherman predicted it. So anyway, there's always that to consider. So what we're doing here, because they are in this pasture a little bit longer, I've been taking my hay back in here in this wooded area and getting them to kind of clean it out a little bit, while not putting it out there in the grass. And pugging up my grass would be one thing they're doing, because you can see they're really pugging all this up pretty good, because we're getting a lot of rain out here. So this would be really nasty out there. They would do that out in my pasture, and I don't want them to do that in my pasture. But also I'd be covering my ground up, you know, covering the good grass up in order to give them more good grass. So this way I'm kind of getting a double whammy. I'm getting the benefit of both, but also I'm cleaning up out here. I'm getting to clean up in my wooded area just a little bit more, clean out some of the brush. You can't get a brush hog in here. You can't get anything in here because you don't want to knock your trees down. You want them to stay there. You're not going to get in here with a weed eater or something like that and clean it up. You know, now you can come in with a chainsaw and cut some of these small trees and stuff down. Old girls want to come over here and take a look at me. But a lot of these smaller briars and things like that, you can get them to really clean up on and do some good cleanup. So that's just something to remember. You know, if you got a little place like this and you're not able to unroll your bales in that specific thing, that's another thing, is this pasture's kind of hard to unroll any hay in any places. But even if I could, I wouldn't have wanted to do it. But just remember that putting them out here, putting some of your bales out here in the trees and moving along can be a good way to control where the cattle are at and get them to work for you. There's so many things you can do that you already have to do anyway that can allow you to get more benefit out of what you're already doing. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to throw that video out there and let y'all kind of see what we're doing. So thanks, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe.